Hello, my name's Sam Lloyd. I'm the Executive Director of CRO. I'm here today to talk to you about finding company and legal information in other jurisdictions such as Ireland, Jersey, BVI, Cayman Islands, etc. This was a specific request. The title of this talk was a specific request by members of BIAL, so that's why I'm covering it for you today. Okay, so let's go on to our first jurisdiction, was the Republic of Ireland. So Republic of Ireland company information is similar to that of the UK and freely available. They do have a comprehensive registry over there. However, all filed documents to obtain them through the registry cost €2.50 per document. As you can imagine, that can, be quite expensive if you want quite a few documents. We, however, do have a bit of buying power, and because we do lots of information in the Republic of Ireland, provide lots of information, so we can get it a lot cheaper for you. So you will find that reports we provide are a lot cheaper for you in that respect. The Republic of Ireland legal information access is available at the High Court for details of any insolvency petitions and litigations registered against specific companies and individuals. So we can get that through the High Court for you. On to a few more bits and pieces about Jersey. There is an accessible online registry which is available where you can source documents such as memorandum, articles, certificates, etc. In January 2021, the annual return was replaced by an annual confirmation statement. Although this is filed at registry, it's currently unavailable for public inspection, so you can't actually see that. However, a company profile is available from the registry, providing a list of current directors and shareholders. And one thing to note, directors and shareholders information contained in that profile is at the date of the latest filed confirmation statement. So any subsequent changes made to the information will not be reflected in the filing until the next confirmation statement is filed. And just the other thing, the Jersey Company Laws 1991 do not require the particular secretaries to be filed, so there will be no secretary in there unless they choose to file that, but there's not a requirement. Accounts are not filed on private companies, as you're aware. Now, unusually for public companies, public company information is usually available in quite a few offshore jurisdictions, but it's not available in Jersey unless you have a signed declaration under oath stating that the information will only be used for the purposes as set out in Article 46 of the Companies Jersey's Law 1991. So it's pretty difficult to obtain public information, which is pretty unusual. Just continuing on with Jersey, details of mortgaging charges are not available via the registry. However, we can provide via an agent the following information. So Jersey Mortgages and Charges Report, and that's a search at the Royal Court of Jersey for details of any mortgages and charges registered against a specific company which are no longer than 9 years in duration over a property situated in the Isle of Jersey only, including copies of the deeds. The search is not able to provide details of indemnities or undertakings made in connection with those assets and liabilities, or provide details of any leases which are less than 9 years in duration. In addition, Jersey do have a security interest register, which is available online. So the Jersey Security Interest Register is a publicly searchable online register, which is established in Jersey under the Interest Jersey Law 2012 to facilitate the creation of perfection, enforcement, security interests, etc. So that is something we can get you in addition to what I've already spoken about. Jersey legal information, we're unable to source information on company bankruptcy or judgments ourselves as we don't have access to the royal courts in Jersey. However, we do have an agent based in Jersey who can obtain this information by attending the royal courts in person. So, you know, there is an expense, a cost involved, but we can get that done for you and provide that information. So let's go and move on to the British Virgin Islands, which is obviously a very popular jurisdiction. There is a registry at the BVI, which is not available online. Well, it's not available online. You can order information below by emailing them directly. So the information that's typically available is basic information such as registration documents, memorandum articles, certificates of incorporation, name changes, details of directors, mortgage charges, etc. The BVI has become directors' information has become available on BVI companies in the last couple of years, although information on shareholders and accounts is still not available. And the other thing is, if you want anything urgent, so there is registry sort of timescales, but if you want something very, very quickly, you have to use an agent in the BVI. Now we use an agent, and I think there's a little bit of a cartel going on there in that they're not cheap. So we can, for additional expense, we can use an agent and get information for you a bit faster than through the registry. BVI legal information. The insolvency information is available on registry reports only, and information, if you want litigation, is available from the High Court and the BVI via a registered agent, again, attending personally. So, but that is available if you want it. Cayman Islands, there is an online registry at the Cayman Islands where a registry profile is available, detailing very basic registration information. Details of directors have also become available in recent years, which is a bonus. Copies of documents, financial information, and details of shares are not available. And it's required by law to maintain a beneficial ownership information in the Cayman Islands, but that's not currently available to the public. So that's not available to view. Cayman Islands legal information. So we can get a search at the Grand Court of the Cayman Islands, the registry of writs and originate proceedings, and any winding up proceedings or litigations being brought against a specific company, and any litigation proceedings against a specific individual. So that is available. We can obtain that for you. So on to Bermuda. Now, shareholders are not available at the company registry. However, details that are held by registered agents, so most everything's registered through registered agents in the Bermuda. It must be made available to the public, and it can be viewed by visiting the agent in question. Now, we get this quite a lot of requests for this, in that we instruct an agent to go along to the agent and demand to see details of the shareholders in the company. And it is expensive, but we can get that for you. They are required by law to maintain and file beneficial ownership information, but again, no current public information is available. You can't access that. One thing to be aware of in Bermuda is the information can be out of date. So documents that are filed are not always listed on the system. We know the Bermudan Registry is working hard to sort of put this right, but it's still not correct at the moment. But what we do, we can sort of make an inquiry with the Bermuda Registry for filings that are not listed online and get those for you. So let's move on to some other jurisdictions. Luxembourg. So just a little bit of information on this. So only SARL, registered companies, file details of shareholders in Luxembourg. Switzerland, only SARL and GmbH, companies required to file shareholders, although in a lot of cases this is not adhered to. So it's just not complied with. Isle of Man, the company's registrar companies registered under the Companies Act 2006 have no requirement to disclose shareholders. So as a result, most deregistered under the old Act and then re-registered under the new Act to avoid disclosing shareholders. So that's the sort of status in the Isle of Man generally. On to the Netherlands, shareholders' details are only available if there is a single shareholder. Gibraltar, although it's a non-EU jurisdiction, its ultimate beneficial ownership and company documents are publicly available. So that's quite useful. Montserrat, this is a very interesting little jurisdiction, population of just over 4,000 people. It's not considered to be a tax haven, but does offer a lot of, tax advantages there. So it's not, specific tax haven, but we can get quite detailed information in Montserrat if you so need it. It does come up from time to time. And if you read through the information there, that's what we can get for you. Other British overseas territories. So although many territories do not currently have a fully implemented public ultimate beneficial ownership register, the UK government is working with the authorities in jurisdictions such as the Falkland Islands, Pitcairn Islands, St Helena, and Anguilla, Turks and Caicos to establish a public register. So that's happening currently. And then finally, Middle Eastern countries, we're unable to access all of the registries in the region. However, details of directors and shareholders are freely available through reports ordered via local agent. Again, you have to pay extra, but we can get that through a local agent. So that concludes my talk today. I hope that was useful. Thank you very much.